Another episode of Getting Together Garage. Today we are going to be doing a somewhat needed upgrade for these headers. They're a little rusty for my liking, and for the new engine upgrades, dress up kit, I'd rather it be nice and shiny and polished. So we got some nice Hedman headers. I'll show you guys some of that stuff soon. And to get this thing started, we're gonna have to kind of redo some stuff we did on the last episode, but then put it all back together. That way, there's nothing breaking. No new spark plugs again, because we don't need that. But we're going to do one side at a time, get everything involved that has to be coming off, and kind of do that. Also got a new surprise for you too. We're going to do a quick startup on the Camaro just to let you guys hear it, see the difference. We got new mufflers, a little bit louder than what was on there prior, because I wanted something louder, and chambered muffler always sounds good. It's compared to this turbo. It's a Hooker Blackheart muffler we have on here right now, and that's a little too quiet. It's a turbo muffler basically. It has the stainless or the steel deadening sounding in it, and just kind of a perforated tube going through it. So we're gonna change that out. Let you guys hear it now, and kind of go from there. Get this thing torn apart. Show you guys what we got, what we're gonna do, and get this thing going. So let's go and do this thing a quick cold start on EFI. This should kind of start right up, because it's been sitting. Let that prime. Starts right up. Got that going. She's liking it right now. Quick update before we fully get into the nitty gritties. In case some of you guys are new to the channel, this is my 1979 Camaro. In process of building my dream car, part by part, slowly. It gets expensive. That's one of the big things about this. But to run down what we've gone over so far, we gave the engine a quick tune-up, which to start this out, this is a 355. The engine was in it when we bought the car at the time, then we ended up refreshing it up again. Did a frame off on the car too. It's work in progress of what I want for myself for this car. And we just did a EFI swap last episode. We had a bunch of good stuff on it. It's a Holley X-Flow, so it's a 800 horsepower naturally aspirated, ready to go carburetor, prepping ourselves for a big block Chevy that can go in this eventually. We gave it a whole new fuel system that was $2,700, so it's an expensive upgrade, but it was needed for what we're doing. So I ended up customizing some fuel line returns and outlets. We ended up putting a new fuel filter in with a AEM fuel pump that's got high pressure. We ended up putting a sniper regulator in it too for the fuel pressure. Whole bunch of custom lines that you can't buy in stores other than a place that actually makes custom lines. They're rated for like 2,700 psi, so we are way over pressure for that, so we're good on that. There's minor upgrades to looks with the alternator, put a turnbuckle style adjustable bracket, some new brackets for the alternator and all that. Now we're going to be getting into, since we got new heads, or new valve covers, new air intake, and the new spark plug wires and spark plugs, and the loom holders, it all freshen the whole engine up. So what we're going to do is now put the headers on, and then we're going to be putting on some new mufflers. And you guys have heard,
This thing sounds pretty good as it is, but it's still too quiet for my liking. I like the classic chambered sound. All of our muscle cars have it. The only one that's slightly different is our C10, which you guys seen in a few episodes prior to this. That has pipes, mufflers on it, and they're chambered. Still sounds pretty good. I like the sound of this. It's better than the sound of the turbo mufflers on this. So we're gonna change these out. Hopefully it sounds better. I'm hoping it does, because if it's similar, if it sounds pretty good, we're gonna be putting another 3-inch Jegs exhaust. Hopefully they want to sponsor. I mean, they're welcome to. But we're gonna end up putting a Jegs X-pipe stainless steel exhaust on the charcoal Camaro that we're gonna be getting prepped for drag racing here soon. But we're just kind of, you know, getting this thing set up first because I need parts off of this for that, and we'll go from there. So there's also going to be some new brake cylinder and stuff going on this soon too, so we'll get to that eventually. But let's go and see what parts we got and show you what we're putting on the car. So let's go. Okay, so to start this off, I'm not sure if we're gonna change these first or not, but we got Flowmasters. And the part number for these are 804301 or 41, and they are stainless steel, and they're 3-inch inlet and outlet. The mufflers I have on the car now are center offset, so that's the one I got for this, so that way it should line up. I got to make sure that they are about the same length, but that's also why I think I want to change these first before I put the new headers on, which we'll get to them, just in case I have to readjust my new, you know, mid-length or collectors, just in case I have to cut something a little bit further back than normal. I don't want to cut it to the way the exhaust is right now, so we're going to do this and put those on, I think, first. But for anyone who buys parts, we all buy the parts just for the stickers, so we spend, you know, $300 just for a sticker. So these are going on just about everything I got, so that's that. Then we come to the piece de resistance, is these nice Hedman headers made in the USA, and they are ceramic coated. I wanted these just because they are shiny, they're fresh. Mine are worn out and starting to pit up everywhere, so I wanted to do an upgrade to those just because they are starting to look aged. And unfortunately I did not buy these in stainless steel just because I'm trying to keep it a little bit more cost effective, even though headers are very expensive these days. I don't understand why, but they are. The headers I have on the car currently are Patriot headers, and they fit really well. They're going to definitely go on the shelf in case we have another car that needs setter headers, but I'm going to put these on for now. We have another set of Hedman headers for a big block on my dad's car, and that actually still looks pretty good. Nothing wrong with them. But when I bought all this, they gave you collectors because they're the ball and socket flange, so you got to have them go on so that way it seals up. But I had to do some modifications because I have a 3-inch exhaust. They gave you 2.5-inch narrow down collectors, so I had to connect them to a 3-inch pipe so that way I can still run my 3-inch exhaust. And don't make fun of my taking skills. I have never done it. This is the first time I've done them. I needed a thin weld so that way the collector can slide over top and it'll pull it towards the header, so that way it doesn't make a good seal. Then I got band clamps that's going to clamp this stuff all together. What you get also is you get a new set of gaskets that I'm not going to use because I have reusable aluminum gaskets on the car at the moment, but it's nice that they give you those. And then it also gives you new hardware, which I have stainless steel header hardware, so I'm not going to be using these bolts, but I will be using these because I need the longer bolt to bolt the collectors together. So that's everything we have. Part number for the headers, if you have a non-AC car, is 66104, and that's for non-AC cars. But for the most part, I think that's enough talking. Let's kind of get in this thing and get your... One of the first things you got to do is make sure you chop the wheel. That way this thing takes off into the garage door. Yep. I mean, so it doesn't do that. Yeah, that's what. And then we're gonna get this thing jacked up and put the running as high as I possibly can because we're going to need underneath clearance for these cars for headers.
Sometimes this view would be really sweet to, you know, have it happen in real life. If this thing actually did a wheelie, that'd be freaking awesome. Look at this. That looks mean. I love it. New goals. Let's do it.
All right, I got some good news and I got some good news. These are within a ½ inch difference of the other mufflers, so that's good. Bad news is I'm losing nice shiny polish, but it's fine. We'll get it out with some noise. You ain't even gonna notice. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Excuse me. So, what we're gonna do is get these all nice and unbolted here and there and back here. I got to find out if I can. I'm gonna need to drop those to get this out. I'm not quite sure. I might need to. Just might pull this whole section out in one piece, actually. Yeah, might just drop it down. Oh shoot, I can't. Not that O2 sensor up in there too. Nice, nice, nice. Actually, I don't know where the plug is. The plug's all the way up there. All right, well, we gotta figure out what we gotta do here because I'm not quite sure yet. And then I think we're gonna have to drop the starter too, and we'll figure some more stuff out. But right now, that's what we got. We're gonna go and get some. I think those are 5/8 bolts. Holy shit, they're huge. I mean, holy crap, they're huge. All right, let's get those out and see where we are.
Got the header out. We're gonna do some minute cleaning back in there on where the headers were, but we got quite a bit of a difference there, which is a good difference. They're set up for, they're made for the car, so definitely a lot shinier for sure. The flanges here are definitely a lot more beefier. They're a lot thicker, so there's a lot less warpage. And then another thing I believe that I read correctly was that the tubing for these is apparently a lot thicker than a normal header. I forget what the gauge steel is, but the tube diameter actually looks bigger than these. I mean, these are a good header, no doubt. So, I mean, I have no complaints other than, you know, your typical rust that's happening now. Just, it's been since 2000, I think, 11. So, I mean, I've had my time with them. I'm happy with how they've been for me. So, no complaints there. But what we're going to do now is actually try to get this thing wrapped up with a few towels to help prevent this happening. And hopefully we can get something to work for us. So, let me go figure something out real quick and we'll get you all tuned back up and see how this thing goes in, because I'm curious to know how it's going to look. Is everything like it has its nice little logo that's going to be going up on top. So we'll see. I don't know if we have to change how I have my spark plug wires too, since I had them pre-set up for this, but let's find out. Also, if any of you guys actually know, can you actually polish up the ceramic coating? It's a question I'm not sure about. I got to try polishing it, see what happens, but let me know if you guys know anything about that. We'll keep down there. That flange is much larger than that one. Yeah, there's a nice difference. These are nice. All right, let's go figure out how to get this thing thrown in. All right, I got updates. And I tell you what, this thing on this side was an absolute nightmare. I'm glad I did it first because I'm hoping the other side's easier, is what everyone says. We had a little bit of clearance issues. Had to take a lot more apart than I anticipated, like the Z-bar, dipstick tube, and the oil filter, just to get clearance. And then I had to do a little bit of modification to the header because these are claimed to bolt up to stock headers or heads, and not stock heads, as you can tell. They're Brodex Dart, one of the two that are Summer brand. So I had to do some light modification on the cylinder 7. Very close to the steering linkage. I mean, down there on cylinder 1, but it's not hitting. I mean, it's just, I think it's rubber. So I mean, if it does hit, it'll melt away. It is what it is. I don't care. It's not gonna affect the steering. I just got to figure out how the motor's going to want to rock, if it does at all. And then the only other spot that I got to do a slight modification is, I'll show you down here. I'm kind of upset I had to do this, but up in here there is a very minute contact. As you can tell, very minute. So I just gotta get it away from it for like the tiniest little bit, and then don't touch that. Yeah, and then we'll start hanging the exhaust after I get the other side on. I'm hoping the other side goes a little bit easier. Not sure if I have to drop the starter or not, but we'll find out in a minute. But let me go ahead and get you guys on a time lapse to figure out this side, and hopefully it goes a lot easier. That was a nightmare. Time for the moment of truth. see how this thing sounds. I'm hoping it sounds better. It's been a heck of a fight. Headers on the driver's side didn't want to fit up too well. Unfortunately, for the price that it is too. But I mean, I got clearance now. I had to make clearance, but I'm at least within an 1/8 inch at the at the minimum away from everything now. So that's all good. But all in all, it actually turned out pretty well. I mean, it still looks pretty good. I like the way it looks. It's got the shininess. It's got the Hedman Headers logo now. Plugs, I did not have to change anything on that. So that's also a good start. But we are ready to finally start this thing up. It's a neutral. I topped the oil off. I changed the oil in it because I hadn't done that for a little bit now. So I don't think I changed it really much last year. So I changed it now so that way it's fresh. So let's go ahead and get this thing started up and see what we get. All right, time for first start with the new mufflers. Well, there we have it. This one was a fight, but it's worth it in the end. It's pretty much what I was picturing. Having the shiny headers again, much louder exhaust. It sounds pretty banging. You know, it's about the easiest way to say it. It's pretty banging. Yeah, for probably, I don't know, it's probably, well, it's actually $2,000 exhaust system, but I got the exhaust for like $600 at Summit on clearance, so that saved me a few bucks. And the headers themselves, I think, are $600 too.
then the new mufflers. So that all ends up being like 200 also, to something and change. So all in all, it adds up to be about 14, roughly about $1,500 on the exhaust system that we have on here. Plugs all look good. It's running on all 8 cylinders. So the ones, some of them look like they weren't even burning yet, but they're burning because it's not missing or nothing. It's actually right there like that. So leave down in the comments what you guys think, how this sounds now. I'm very happy with them. Let me know what you guys think. I know it's hard to exactly tell on, you know, the interwebs, but to me, it's a muffled true little exhaust kind of like it's just as loud almost, but a little bit toned down. So I mean, it's not bad. It's not too aggressive. It doesn't have the weird tinny sound how it used to with the Trudels. With the X pipe, it kind of like keeps it from being a little crackly. So I'm happy with it. Can't wait to get for cruising season to start. I'm not going to take it out tonight because it's still a little salty outside because we're in the salt belt, you know, snow belt. So if it gets all on the roads, and it just makes a mess. We don't want this thing rotting out because whatever store, why are we doing it? You know? So until summertime and whatever else we might do to this, I'm not sure what else. Oh, we got wheels and tires possibly for this upcoming summer too. We're gonna get too. So she's gonna need them. Looks good. I'm happy. And thank you guys for watching. I'm appreciative of you guys tuning in and watching me while I try to work and just have fun for you guys. And I hope you guys subscribe too. Every little bit helps and keeps the channel going more and more. And let me know your guys' ideas of any of the other cars that you've seen on the channel, or what you guys might want us to do. Let me know, and we'll get back to you as soon as I can. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you on the next build. Thanks.